This is the Stone Age Savage Beastman, and you're listening and watching to the WrestleHorror podcast. Hoosabahus! Hoosabahus! Hoosabaha!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WrestleHorror. Greetings, viewers and listeners. Meathook Jim here, the WrestleHorror podcast. With me, as always, my co-host, Donnie Hoover. Donnie, the Arnold's getting closer and closer, and I've got some kind of weird, creepy guy behind me.
Oh, yeah, some big, giant, creepy guy at that. But yeah, Arnold's right around the corner, buddy. We're ready.
And that's what scares me, because this big, creepy, giant guy is bigger than I am, which really makes me nervous because I'm 6'4" and about 340, and he's got me outweighed, so I'm worried. Welcome to the show, Beastman. How are you, my friend?
Hey, I'm good to be on here. Thank you for having me.
It's not often that I talk to, in pro wrestling, you've got different size people, but it's still not often I talk to a wrestler that's bigger than I am. And you've got me beat, man.
I only got you by a few pounds, so not that much.
Yeah, and he can do a moonsault. Can you do that, Jim?
I'd break myself in half. Man. I mean, how the heck do you do a moonsault that size?
A lot of practice and a lot of drinking, so...
Well, the drinking helps, right? You just
yes.
A little bit. So, Beastman, let's talk a little bit about you and your career and how all this got started. I mean, I'm assuming, and I don't always like to assume because you know what it means, but I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say you've probably been a wrestling fan most of your life.
Well, ever since I was a Beast baby, I was a fan. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. That's good. Most are, but a few of them didn't think about it till they got older. What were some of your inspirations as a child? Who did you look up to? Things like that.
Well, I'm born in '86, so I grew up in watching the late '80s all the way through the '90s, 2000s, today. Hulk Hogan, obviously, growing up in that era, he's the number one man. Ric Flair. I was a big fan of Cactus Jack, Mick Foley. When I was getting older, when he was in the WWF as Mankind, he was a big inspiration. Then when I got older, when I finally was I didn't watch no NWA or WCW until they went out of business. So I'll be the first to tell you that. Hey, point the finger. I was WWF till then and now. So, funny story. When I was in middle school, when the Monday Night Wars was going on, my friend he was WCW and I was WWF. So I actually got into a fist fight with him and actually ripped the shirt off. Got suspended from school for 3 days because of it. Because that's how fucking. I don't mean to cuss. I apologize.
You're fine.
That's how serious we were about it back then. And now, since getting into the business, studying other workers and other genres of the profession, more of a Bruiser Brody, Big Van Vader, Bam Bam Bigelow, people my size, people I can relate to, Kamala, George Steele, and Missing Lake. A little bit of Gorgeous George in there too. They don't see it, but if you do, you know what's up. So,
Oh yeah, I say I'm a big guy fan myself. I've always liked the big guys, and I've always been a heel guy. So, which I was a Georgia Championship and world class and your World Championship Wrestling and all that back at 605. WTBS. On Super Saturdays, that was what I was into, which I was in WWE too, or WWF too. But yeah, guys even the smaller big guys like Buzz Sawyer. We talked about him last week a little bit with Jamie Holly, but Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer was a big guy. They're big on my list.
And I grew up in Florida, so it was always NWA, Florida Championship Wrestling, Georgia Championship Wrestling, WCW. So I watched my fair share of the WWF. So I know I'm not a big Vince fan, but I did my share.
I understand. I understand.
And, a lot of guys were bouncing back and forth in those days. And so you got to see him on both promotions. And, all of those days were formative for wrestling as it is today. What's your take on that? I mean, how do you feel about that, Beastman?
Can you repeat the question again? I apologize.
Do you feel that the guys that were jumping ship between promotions actually helped be formative towards what things are becoming in this day and age?
Oh, absolutely. Because how wrestling is today, in my opinion, people perceive it as, AEW versus WWE, but you also got other promotions out there like Impact, MLW, you got New Japan, you got AAA, you got anywhere around the world, and people were expecting like wrestlers to jump from one to the other. It makes great television. It makes good for business because people are going to watch both shows and they don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I think it makes wrestling great because even though we're at the end of the day, we're all in this like as wrestlers or promoters, we're all in this about the money. But if we can give the fans satisfaction too, it's a triple win. It's a hat trick,
Yeah, very much so. So, how did you get your start in wrestling? Who did you train with?
How long do we have on this podcast? Because I can probably go a couple hours just on this. So I kind of got out of wrestling a little bit when I was like 13, 14 years old. After the Attitude Era, when the Attitude Era kind of winded down a little bit. I kind of like got out of it. Was trying to focus on football, and a friend of mine who was a teacher at the school I went to, hey, I know you're a wrestling fan, there's going to be a wrestling show at this place, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, oh, cool. So it was like my first ever independent show I ever went to at 14 years old. And the name on the show, I think Doink was the name on the show. So, I wasn't smart enough or anything. So I went up to it, was like, hey, man, whatever happened to Dink? Just to be, I don't know. I'm not smart. I'm not smart yet. So, he's in Mexico. Oh, okay. So while the show was going on, I'm getting into this. I'm like, this is awesome. I'm enjoying this. Like, I forgot how much I loved wrestling. This was bringing it back. And there was a gentleman by the name of Sweet Stevie Lee who got in the ring. He was in the ring. He was cutting a promo. He's a Lima guy. And he's like, I'll challenge if there's anybody in here who thinks he kick my ass, bring it on. So I'm like, I'll kick your ass because I was bigger than him. Was, oh, yeah. So I get in the ring, and security pulls me out before he could put the boots to me. And they threatened to kick me out. I said, hey, come on, bro. You had to have your boys back me up. What's up? So at the end of the show, he came up to introduce himself, blah, blah, thanks for making the show great. Cool, thank you. And then the ring was there. There was nobody around the ring. So I was, hey, I talked to the guy whose ring was, hey, can I get in the ring? Just to see what it's like. Yeah, sure, blah, blah, blah. So I got in the ring for like 2 minutes. And like, how you have that aurora of something when you know something feels right? That aurora came to me. I was like, this is my calling. And I knew right then and there, that's what I wanted to do. This is why there's nothing else in my life I wanted. I just wanted to be a professional wrestler. Well, starting out, it was 2000. That was 2002. This should tell you how long it's been. It's about 20 years ago. And God damn, 20 years ago. No, you don't even think about it. So,
all right.
So I tried to get into business. I would go to shows, help set up the ring. Guys here and here would teach me a thing or two, like learn how to bump or the ropes. Didn't know anything. I was what they would call a backyarder, when technically I really wasn't a backyard because I never backyard wrestled. I just never had the proper training. So there was a guy up in Pittsburgh. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to bury anybody because that's just not what I do. He was a promoter. I guess he said he was a promoter. He wasn't a promoter. He started running. He was like, "Hey, I want to run shows in West Virginia. Hey, I live in West Virginia. I can help you out." So he's like, "Help me find a building." So I found him a building. Little did I know it was a building that somebody else was already running, and did not know the cardinal rule. You do not do that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Now, I wish there was other promoters that knew that rule.
Yeah. But I will say this, though. Nowadays, like, a lot of places will share buildings, which ain't bad. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm doing that myself right now where I'm running shows at. So, which, just to help. Like, I mean, just anything to help anybody out is kind of like my thing now. So,
yeah.
And I'll get to that later with you guys. I'll tell you that off air. But when I started, so the promoter was like, I had to do all the groundwork, put the posters up, get a ring. He said, "You let me wrestle." So we did 3 shows like in the summer of 2004. Third show, he booked New Jack. And this is when New Jack was alive. And like I said, I'm a green fucking idiot. Don't know what the hell's going on. So I walked up to and I had wrist tape on. I said, "Excuse me, New Jack." And I picked up, those Wolverine claws he had for the longest time?
Mm-hmm.
I picked it up and actually cut my wrist tape off of it. And he saw that. And he started burying me, called me this, called me that. And then like 5 minutes later, he comes, he's like, "Hey, kid, come here." I'm like, "What?" "You're going to be in a fatal 4-way with me, you, 2 other guys." Oh, shit. I go out there and I get my ass whooped. I mean, like, beat my ass. And he took a blade and cut me with it, too. Mm-hmm. So if you look right there, you see the scar right there on my forehead.
Mm-hmm.
That's from him. So after the match, I crawled to the back. I got up, got in my face, started cussing at me some more. And he's like, "You got a lot." He's like, "You got potential. You didn't bitch. You're a man. Here's my number. Call me anytime." And I'm soaked in blood. Like, oh, like a weird experience.
All right.
So, and if you want validation for this, ask Super Oprah because he was there that day too.
Yeah.
So, fast forward, that was in high school, into college, came back home. Didn't have the money to go back because my scholarship went through, so I kind of had to go back home. And I saw a local promoter in Ohio. I'm like, "Hey," he was from West Virginia too. He was like, "Hey, can you train me?" "Oh yeah, I'll train you." Didn't learn shit. I didn't. Like I learned less. I learned more bad traits from him than I did anything else. So, a gentleman that I don't know if you know or not, Mr. Rick Diamond from Black Diamond Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know him or know of him.
Yeah.
He kind of actually took me in and kind of like he had a guy named Nikita Alanoff from the Cincinnati area who doesn't work no more. He was living in Pittsburgh at the time. So he was the head trainer of PWX. And I went up there with them. Nikita left. So I actually finished my training in Rick's garage. He actually set the ring up. Half of it was outside, half of it was inside. And then what was funny was it was during the winter months. So whenever we'd be in the ring, training and it'd be snowing and half of it would be covered in snow, we actually had to stop and sweep the snow out. So that was fun. And then May of 2006, I had my official debut match against as Bulldozer at the time, against Chris LaRusso and Super Oprah, and I got the pin on Super Oprah. So nice. my first official win, I beat Super Oprah. So
there you go. So you always have that over him.
Yes, but there's more to it. So like I've never stopped learning. And like over the years, like I moved to Charleston, West Virginia for about 2 years, and I went to Jimmy Valiant Wrestling School down there. So I went down there to kind of polish up on stuff. And plus, it was that name validation that a lot of people are seeing. It was like, "Oh, I was trained by Austin, I was trained by Jerry Lawler, I was trained by Jimmy Valiant." So I have that to my belt too. But I really didn't like grasp like character psychology and how to do what until about 2014, like 13, 14, I was riding Necro Butcher for a couple of years. And like he only lived 45 minutes from me, so I rode him a while to like different shows and stuff. And that's where I really like grasped like everything. I learned like how I got it. So I give Necro Butcher a lot of credit for that too. And like I've done some seminars with Dr. Tom Pritchard. I wish I was like not getting married and younger and didn't have nothing hold me up here. I'd actually go down to school and learn down there, but I mean, never stop learning. So that's the way I see it.
Yeah, that's
so Go ahead, Donnie. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's a big thing that I preach is never stop learning.
Yep, exactly. No, and you're right. And there's not much like the one thing I always learned is the day you stop learning is the day you need to leave wrestling. And I learn something new every day. Like today, I'm setting up stuff for my show on Sunday. Mm-hmm. I learned you need two people to work. I learned you need two people for a DJ light for a lighting rig than one. If you have one person, you're fucked. So,
see, learn something new then.
Yep.
So, how many gimmicks have you had before you settled on the Beastman gimmick?
Way too many. So, should I start from like back? So from my untrained days, I used to call myself the Night Train.
Okay.
It was my nickname in high school when I played football. I just used it. I'm like, oh, well, my name is Night Train. I can use that as a wrestling name because no one's used that. Different. Then
so you was the original Night Train, huh?
No, I was not the original Night Train. So. Unfortunately, there's been like 60 other ones after that. So.
Right.
Then I transitioned to Bulldozer, which was a mask character, kind of get something to eat off me, and people wouldn't know it was me. It worked, and then transitioned to Beastman about 2010. I'll give my boy TJ Phillips all the credit for that. He gave me the name, gave me the idea. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. I tell him this. He might not see this, and it's okay, but I give him full credit for where I'm at right now because of that. So,
yeah, I think that's the first time I saw you was Bulldozer, and you were at Remix.
So that's why you haven't booked me until now.
Well, you had a valet with you, and you did kind of leave her laying and beat the crap out of her at the end of the match. I do remember that, but no.
Oh, you're there for that one. Yeah. You're there for that show.
But it was a solid match. I enjoyed it.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So,
but yeah, that was the first one I ever saw was Bulldozer. I saw that before Beastman.
Cool. Well, hopefully you like Beastman more than Bulldozer. I try to tell everybody that. So
right. There you go.
It seems like you really embraced the Beastman gimmick. And for those of you that are watching, I mean, look behind me there. Look at that's kind of scary there, as opposed to the guy on the screen here. I mean, they're the same guy. So, as Beastman, are you working as a heel or a face?
Mainly, as crazy as it sounds, I mainly work babyface. So my character can go either way. Like I could be a big scary monster heel, which I enjoy, but I also like entertaining the kids and the families, and so I go more that route. It's just what the promoter wants, and I'm okay with it because I can work either way.
Well, and that's great that you've got a gimmick where you can go either way with it, because some gimmicks just don't translate well. But apparently this one does, and you're able to get over regardless.
Thank you. Yes, I agree. It takes a long time to be able to find something that can work, and I tell anybody this, like it took me, 8 years just to be able to get Beastman to work the way I wanted it to. So,
yeah, it seems to be pretty successful and stuff, getting your name out there. And like I said, we talked a little bit off air. Just recently, you was with Major League Wrestling and worked with them for a little while. How was that experience?
It was an experience I will never forget. It was great for the exposure. I learned that you can't have too many eggs in one basket, and you have to go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
And can't expect it's cool to be able to have that name on your resume in Major League Wrestling. At the end of the day, to me, it was just another promotion.
Right.
And I'm grateful for the time I was there, and I hope everything, nothing but the best for their success. But in all honesty, I'm better off without them because I'm happier not being there and having to deal with the stress of knowing if I'm going to be on the next show or not. So, because they don't tell you anything, and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second here. Sorry. Am I still on? Okay.
Yep.
So, and it's okay. And I hope they do well. I'm happy. Like I said, I'm grateful for my time there. A little shorter than I thought it was going to be, but it's really it. I mean, I had a great time. I got to work with Savio Vega and Blue Meanie. I beat Savio Vega my debut match. Got to enter the Battle Riot. That was pretty cool. Got to work with Marshall Von Erich and all them in there. My 2 matches that I had there was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. So got to work with a lot of great guys. Got to meet a lot of great legends that worked there. Names. Being able to talk to Court Bauer for a little bit was pretty cool, and it was just a good time. So
yeah, good deal.
Can't really complain.
Right. Just say, at least you got to do it.
Right.
Yeah, thank you. Yep.
Just experience.
Oh, yeah.
Did 2020 take its toll on your fitness? Well, body slam the pandemic and get back in shape with WrestleFit. This innovative program combines all the fitness regimens you'll need to reach your goals. The WrestleFit workout will bring strength training, cardio, and the world of professional wrestling together in a fun, new, and exciting way. Have yourself a blast working out with dumbbells, kettlebells, slam balls, ropes, tires, and an 18-foot full-size wrestling ring. The WrestleFit workout isn't just for pro wrestlers. The WrestleFit workout is for everybody. At the Now Training Center, you can pursue your fitness goals and learn how to train like a professional wrestler without all the bumps, bruises, and slams with the WrestleFit workout. Go to www.newohiowrestling.com/training for more information, or stop by the Now Training Center at 625 Eastgate Parkway, Blacklick, Ohio, 43004, Unit 6137.
Yeah, so James Avery reached out to me, and he does the Ohio Pro Wrestling Academy at our training center, and he said he wanted to do an open challenge. So I was like, yeah, sure, it sounds like fun. And he presented an open challenge to anybody that wanted to accept, and you seem to be willing to step up and take the challenge. So it's going to be fun to see you guys head up and knuckle up and see what happens.
Well, Donnie, I'm going to be first say I'm honored to finally come to New Ohio Wrestling.
Hey.
I've been waiting for this opportunity now for a long time, so hopefully I don't let you down. When it comes to James Avery, I've known James Avery for a long time. However, I've never been in the ring with James Avery. He's known me since from the Night Train days, and I'm looking forward to test my skills with him here at Arnold here in a couple weeks.
Nice.
So,
do you want me to rebook it to Night Train versus Carlton Cass?
Why not? Why not?
Right. Bring back some old nostalgia.
Hey, as long as my team's Night Train by Guns N' Roses, you're definitely bringing back the nostalgia. So,
you got to watch out for James. He's like I was telling Jamie last week. He can get a little bit sneaky. You might want to keep that bone you carry with you to the ring close to hand. You might need it.
Oh, absolutely. He might be sneaky, but all I have to do is just put my 400-pound ass on him. He's done for. So
there you go. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, it's going to be an exciting weekend. It's going to be complete chaos. So we're ready for it.
Yeah, it's for you guys. It's gonna be fun. For me, it's not because I'm coming back from I got a show, 2 shows the day before in Florida. So I'm flying up from I'm flying from Pittsburgh. I have to drive to Columbus that morning. So, but for you guys, I'm looking forward to it. So,
yeah, it's gonna be fun. So you're gonna be busy that weekend.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be then the week before that I'm in Vegas too, which is gonna be a hoot. So
nice.
It's gotta stay busy. Like I'm trying to get my name out there, so this is the way to do it.
Yep, got to put in the work.
Yep, sacrifice sleep, and you sleep when you're dead, right?
There you go.
Absolutely.
Or if you're a super Oprah, you sleep in the car while everybody else is awake.
Exactly.
So
here we go.
Let's talk a little bit about horror. I mean, I know you're not like the uber horror fan, but you do appreciate a good horror movie now and then. What's your favorite type of horror movie?
Now, are you asking me kind of like Scream, like as in a Scream, or
whatever?
I like how you said, "What's your favorite horror movie?"
Yeah.
So I love blood and guts. Love blood and guts. I hate horror movies nowadays because they're so like they're made more for kids. You know, there's nothing like I don't know. Have you guys seen Unholy? When that came out a while back.
I don't think I've seen Unholy.
Unholy is that's probably the best horror movie I've seen in a while. It's kind of like an off-brand of the Annabelle movies. So it's not bad. It's really good. I would probably say for me, I mean, I love Friday the 13th. Love Child's Play. Child's Play was my favorite growing up. And then now the last Child's Play that came out sucked ass. I'm sorry. That was probably one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen.
Did you like the TV series?
I never saw it yet. I need to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm so behind. I'm so behind with stuff. It's just
I enjoyed it.
Going on in my life right now.
Yep,
I can't wait to watch it.
It's good. Yeah.
Did you guys see the one on Netflix before the new version came out? It had Andy and all them in that. That was really good.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I feel like probably for me, probably the best horror movie I've ever seen was probably the Texas Chainsaw remake in 2003.
So that, I mean, I've seen the original, obviously. As a matter of fact, I met the original Leatherface.
Okay.
Years ago, it's probably about 2009, 2010. Gunnar Hansen, I met him. But the remake, I honestly thought was better than the original.
Yep. Now, how'd you feel about how'd you feel about the sequel to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre where they made Leatherface a babyface?
No, I didn't like it.
I didn't either. It's not don't change anything you don't need. Don't change something that doesn't need change, you know?
Yeah.
And speaking of that, as we're recording this tomorrow, the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre comes out on Netflix.
Oh, I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah.
I saw the previews. It looks really good.
Yeah, it looks really good. And
yeah,
I just Googled The Unholy. I'm going to have to go watch that because I haven't seen it yet.
It's good. It's a different kind of horror movie, but it's really, really good. I recommend it. So let me ask you this. Did
you ever watch any of the Conjuring movies?
I did.
Yes, Donnie, I haven't said it in a while.
Right. Yeah, you haven't said it in about 3 or 4 episodes, so you're due.
The only reason I asked that is because in September, Donnie and Terry and my wife and a couple other friends are going to the actual Conjuring house in Rhode Island to do a ghost investigation.
Please take me with you. No questions asked. Just take me with you. Tell me when you're going. I'll book it now. Let's go.
Well, we got a fan here then. So yeah, we booked it July of last year.
Okay. I know for a while is it the museum you guys are going to go check out? Or is that an actual house or
no? It's the real house.
Yeah, it's not the one you see in the movie. It's the actual house.
Okay. I know for a while that there was a museum in that house too, wasn't there?
Not in this one, no.
Okay, I thought there was for some reason. I don't know why. But...
You're thinking of Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Yeah.
You're thinking of their house.
Yeah, like I remember, like their stuff, like all the stuff that they had.
Yeah,
like
Annabelle.
The Annabelle doll. Yeah, it was in a museum somewhere for a while. I don't know if it's still there or not. So
it's not because they both passed. I think Zach Bagans has bought some of it.
Okay.
I think he bought Annabelle. Dumbass.
Yeah, I know, right?
But no, this is, I mean, you saw the movie, you saw everything that happened in the movie. That house wasn't the actual house, but the actual house is offered these investigations. So we booked it last year, and Donnie's never been one. So we're going to put diapers on Donnie.
Mm-hmm. Going in diaper ready.
Yeah. And my wife and I have been paranormal investigators for years. We've got all kinds of equipment, and I want to get something. I want to get something solid. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
We better. If I'm going to the damn Conjuring house, the real house, and we don't get nothing on my first try, then I'm going to call bullshit on paranormal.
Well, be careful what you ask for, because you might get more than you bargained for.
Right.
There's some demonic shit going on there, dude.
Yeah, I'll have my silver on. So, like I said, I'll have my diapers. So if something happens, I'll just shit myself and keep on going. Like...
There you go.
But okay, so you're a blood and guts man.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the Friday the 13th movies?
Love them.
Okay,
absolutely love them. I even thought the remake back in, I think it was 2008, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was 2000. I thought that was good.
Yeah,
they need to come out with another one. It's been a while, but
yeah, well, I know they're coming. They're came to an agreement on the lawsuits, and the lawsuits are starting to clear up. So maybe we got something coming soon. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Can you see behind Donnie there, Wes?
Yeah, I can see the mask.
Donnie's been to Camp Crystal Lake.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we went last summer, me and my wife. So yeah, it was an awesome weekend, that's for sure.
He marks.
Now, did you see Jason when you were out there?
Actually, I met first Jason. Yeah, the kid that played the kid. Him,
really?
Ari Lehman, and Adrienne King, which was Alice, the girl he pulled underneath from the canoe. They were both there on the weekend we went. So that was the first time they'd both been back to Camp Crystal Lake since they filmed it, and together at the same time. So
that's awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We recreated the canoe scene, but it was on the beach. It wasn't in the lake. So we were on the beach, and Ari come up like he did in the movie. And then me and my wife was on the other side of Adrienne King, and we was acting like we was grabbing her. And then during the pictures and stuff, she did, had a machete. So she reenacted like she was chopping my head off, like she did, Mrs. Voorhees. And it was pretty cool. So yeah, it was definitely a memorable experience. It rained the whole time, which matched the movie, so that was awesome. So yeah,
that's badass.
Yeah, it was a big weekend for me. I ain't gonna lie. So I don't mark out or get starstruck too much, but I was a different person when I was there. I was like a kid on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Good. Donnie, do you want to drop the question on him?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll say we hit people with a question every podcast we do. There's no right or wrong answer. It's all for fun. We just like to get in the minds of our guests and see if they're as twisted as we are, or even worse on some occasions. So the question is, you are the main character in your own horror film. What is your go-to kill?
Like weapon or like what I like?
Just whatever. What would be your finisher as the main serial killer?
Right.
Could be weapon, hands, could be whatever. Could be mind control. It's like
that's a good one. Let me think here.
I say we've had some pretty unique answers.
I would probably beat the shit out of my victims with a car muffler.
A car muffler? Yeah.
It's different.
Yep.
It has not been done yet. So,
right.
You're correct. Yep. You've never had that answer.
I don't think I've ever seen it on a horror film either.
I can't say that I have either.
The only thing close is when Jim Carrey shoved it up the guy's butt in Mask.
Yeah. But, you know, the streak is alive. We've never had a duplicate answer. We are in episode 1 in the high 130s. Cool. And we've been doing this since episode 50, and we've never had a duplicate answer. So that's just that's what we like to see in the creativity of people and how twisted their minds are. So a car muffler, yeah, that's right on.
Now in your film though, with the muffler, would you have one of those little rice burner whistler thingies on the end of it, and it would make like little rice burner noises as you're swinging it and hitting them?
Absolutely. Well, no, coming. Yep.
And you know, I have to go back and say, if you want to see a good blood and guts movie, if you haven't seen it, Terrifier.
Never seen it. I have to watch it.
Yes,
it's a good one.
Yes, you do. I'm not going to give anything away. I'm going to put one little nugget in your head.
Okay.
Hacksaw. I'll leave it there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds petrifying.
We've actually had the actor who plays Art the Clown in it on the show.
Okay.
And they're getting ready to release Terrifier 2.
Yep, which I'm excited for.
Me too.
Oh, wow.
You got to watch Terrifier 1 first. So.
No, I definitely will. That really does sound interesting. So I'm always fascinated in new horror movies and stuff.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of gore and a lot of blood in that one, so it'll satisfy your need there.
Good.
So Wes, how can people find out more about Beastman? How about your social media, things like that? Upcoming appearances? What do you got for us?
Okay, well, you can find me on social media, on all social medias at Beastman Husk, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Coming up this weekend, Saturday, I'll be in Lima, Ohio for War Wrestling, one of my favorite spots.
Love Tom.
Tom's a great guy. Learned a lot from him. Happy to be part of his roster. Can't ask for a better permission to work for. Unless it's New Ohio Wrestling. So,
yeah, nice. He's a real worker. He's a real worker.
So, it was my debut show for Victory Championship Wrestling in McBecca, West Virginia. That's going to be, hopefully we have a sellout there. It's looking like it's going to be a good turnout. Then next week, I am in Las Vegas for Versus Pro, the 26th, 27th, and 28th. Then I come back home, and then I go to Florida for Coastal Championship Wrestling on the 4th and 5th. Then I come back home, then come out on the 6th to Columbus for the Arnold for New Ohio Wrestling. So
there you go.
That's my next 3 weeks. So
busy man. You said your promotion's Victory Championship Wrestling?
Yes, sir. You can find us on Facebook at VCW22, or you can go to VictoryChampionshipWrestling.com.
There you go. That's what I was going to ask next. So, yep, good deal.
Thank you.
So it's been awesome. It's been a great conversation and very animated. You know, we love it when people talk a lot because we don't have to talk as much.
Yeah, they're tired of hearing us.
Yeah, especially when we do our shows without any guests. People are like, really, again?
Well, Jim, Donnie, thank you guys for having me. If you guys would ever love me to come back on as a guest, I'd be more than happy to. This is a good time.
Oh, absolutely. I can pretty much guarantee we'll have you back on. It's been a great talk. Make sure you check out all Beastman's social media. And if you get a chance, go see him where he's wrestling. Coastal Championship Wrestling. What part of Florida is that in?
Fort Lauderdale, Miami.
Okay. I grew up in Florida. I was curious.
Okay.
So check him out at Coastal. Check him out at his other shows, and of course, the big one, the Arnold Columbus, March 6th, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. March 6th, I'll be there. 4:00. Me and James Avery, if I'm not mistaken. So.
A lot going on, and we appreciate your time, and keep staying busy, man. That's how you keep making that money and getting your name out there.
Thank you, man. You guys stay busy as well.
Oh yeah, always.
And don't forget about me in September when you guys go up there. I want to go. So
there you go.
Have an opening, we'll let you know.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate it, Jim.
We'll say Shauna Reed's going with us. She's kind of small. We might squeeze her in the trunk, and then
she can sit. Yeah, put her in the trunk, or she can sit between all of us. So
she's small enough. We could probably do that,
Yeah, squeeze her in, put her in the cup holder or something.
So for myself, Donnie Hoover, and Beastman, this is the WrestleHorror Podcast. Thank you for watching and listening.
See you guys.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media outlets: Facebook.com/WrestleHorror, Instagram @WrestleHorror, Twitter @WrestleHorror, on YouTube at the WrestleHorror channel. And you can also find us on our website, www.WrestleHorror.com.